Before we start this voiceover highlight reel thingy, I highly recommend watching the video I made detailing the rules I'm using for the Genlocke project for some context matters. Pause this video and go watch that one first. Okay? Alright, let's dive in then. The journey starts after senile old Professor Oak takes us to his lab to give us our first Pokemon so we can do his job for him by filling out the Pokédex. Of course, we don't care about that, we just want to be the very best that no one ever was. And yes, I am trying to take some cues and inspiration from Jaden Animations for the comedy of this voiceover. Love you, Jaden, you're amazing. Anyway, our rival Martin, currently without his Soul Rock, does not take it likely that we pick the best starter, Bulbasaur, which we name Brutus. So he rages and picks the I am the cool kid starter in Charmander, so we can promptly stomp his ass like the turd he is. After a quick parcel delivery, we get the Pokédex, which Oak forgot to give us the first time we were at his lab, and then we're ready to go. After buying some Pokeballs from the local Pokemart, we officially enter Nuzlocke mode, and promptly snag us a Rattata I name Gadget, a Pidgey I name Orville, Nicholas the Nidoran, and White Weedle Wednesday, respectively. Knowing that Martin is waiting for us on Route 22 to boast about his over-leveled Pidgey that he got to level 9 within seconds, we spend the next few hours training up the new squad, with Wednesday evolving all the way into a Beedrill in the process. And the whole process has me wrangling with general mechanics and reteaching me just how bad Beedrill was in RBY for an in-game run. As it turns out, Kakuna does not get hardened upon evolving, and Beedrill does not get anything upon evolving either. Sure, it gets Fury Attack in just 2 levels, and then Twin Needle at 20. But from here, Wednesday is more or less dead weight until we get to a point in the game where she would be replaced anyway. And I had hoped to use her in future games too. Well, maybe another time, Wednesday. It just wasn't your time to shine. With that out of the way, we promptly stomp out Martin again and head into the Viridian Forest, curse some Bugcatcher's dreams along the way, and make it out on the other side to challenge Brock's gym in Pewter City. And unlike Mr. Ketchum, I don't have to rely on some hack sprinklers to trounce Brock's rock-solid defenses. Brutus just one-whips his Geodude and Onix, asserting his dominance and earning us the Boulder Badge. Neat. After that, Brutus evolves into an Ivysaur while we're busy cleaning up Route 3's trainers, and we also catch Britain the Spearow while we're there. After that, we stop by the Pokemon Center next to Mount Moon and buy Bait, the Magikarp from the shady guy there, before heading into the caverns. Eugene the Zubat joins our adventures here, and I'm not upset about this capture at all. Zubat is unironically one of my favorite Pokemon, and with a bit of training, he'll be ready to handle anything the world throws at him. Or so I wanted to believe, because RBY once again reminds me of how trash it decided the level up movesets for these Pokemon should be, and leaves Eugene without any real ways of dealing damage until he gets Bite. And even then, he'll struggle to take out anything noteworthy. But he's there if we need him, like the true team player that he is. While taking out a bunch of punks named Team Rocket, Nicholas evolved into a Nidorino, and we met the first real roadblock on this run. This random Rocket Grunt carrying a whole Raticate with him. At level 16. 4 levels earlier than what a Rattata usually evolves at. We managed to defeat him though, but that could have gotten ugly if we were not careful. Near the end of Mount Moon, we battle this super nerd and nick one of his fossils, then we're done here. After making our stop in Cerulean to rest up, we pick up Noodles the Ekans, stomp out Martin in front of the Nugget Bridge, again, and get ourselves Rafflesia the Oddish up in Route 25, before helping Bill with his teleporter shenanigans. However, this is where I noticed that the team is very weak to Psychic types, and we're starting to run into them at this point in the game. Like this trainer with their level 17 Slowpoke that nearly took out our team. So here we need to start to prepare for Psychic types. For those who don't know, Psychic types are busted broken in RBY. The special stat dictates your special attack and defense in these games, and the Psychic types are notorious for having very high special stats. Couple that with the fact that every Psychic type attack is special until the split in Generation 4, and we have a problem. So we're gonna have to figure out a strat going forward. However, that is not a problem right now, as Misty's Gym is next on the checklist, and well, we have 2 amazing grass types in the form of Brutus the Ivysaur and Rafflesia the Oddish, so what did you think happened? It was a massacre. Cascade Badge? Get. After taking care of Misty, we'd start heading south towards Vermilion City, snatching up Shigeki the Mankey on the way and leaving Wednesday at the caretaker so she can safely grow for us to pick up near the end of the game. As a fun little project. It'll be interesting to see what level she ends up at when I'm done with this. After which, I decide to fully evolve Nicholas into a Nidoking, using the Moonstone that I found in Mount Moon, giving us a massive powerhouse on the team quite early in the game. Then, after reaching Vermilion, I quickly snatched myself a Drowsy on Route 11, who I named Patrin. I actually really like Drowsy. And get ready to board the SS Anne using the ticket we got from Bill. The SS Anne and Route 11 turned out to be the perfect training place for the team actually, especially Bait, who I finally added to the team after realizing that Gyarados has a special stat of 100 in this game, making it the terrifying monster to face down in battle, and lo and behold, she evolved. So now we have two monstrous behemoths in the form of Nidoking and Gyarados before the third gym. Oh, and Gadget and Rafflesia also evolved along the way. Anyway, after humiliating Martin yet again, we got the HM for cut from the captain and made our way to Vermilion's gym. Nicholas is a ground type now as a Nidoking, completely humiliating the war veteran who foolishly only uses electric type moves with his right shoe. With the Done the badge in hand, we're 3 for 3 and everyone of our teammates are still with us. We're running high, taking a trip through the Diglett tunnel to snatch ourselves Moldvarp to Diglett, head back to Pewter City to pick up an old Amber and the HM for Flash, and then we start to backtrack to head towards the Rock Tunnel. We trade a Dupe Spearow for Dukes the Farfetch'd in Vermilion and also catch ourselves a Voltorb we name Viscus on Route 10 after the character in the Pokemon Journeys anime, before we reach the Rock Tunnel proper. While we get ourselves a Geodude I named Granite, I come to a realization. Geodude now start to appear in the game in trainer battles at around level 21. On level 21 they learn Self-Destruct, a move that's notorious for basically killing anything and anyone in Nuzlocke. And that's exactly what happens. In a moment of ill thinking on my part, I switched Rafflesia in on a Geodude, and then she died. For people who don't play Nuzlocke, it might be a bit hard to understand just how much this can actually affect the player. Losing a strong and reliable teammate causes your playthrough to more or less freeze over until you get a new teammate up to speed with the rest of your team. And not only that, it's a mental gut punch as well. The fact that you lost a teammate through only a fault on your own, your sloppy playing, your bad planning, or just a bad decision in the moment. It is quite brutal just setting yourself in that position. Well, after coping with the loss of Rafflesia, I went on to eradicate all the hikers in the area to enact my revenge and also reach Lavender Town. But I quickly left that and went on to Celadon. In Celadon I got myself Jonathan the Eevee and went on to chase Team Rocket out of their hidden base under the game corner, snatching up the Silpscope on the way before heading back to Lavender, stomp Martin who were waiting for us there in the Pokemon Tower, catching Hirumi the Ghastly, and then using the safe zone as a training location to evolve the dynamic duo of Shigeki and Patrin into a Primeape and Hypno respectively. Oh, and getting the Pokeflute from Mr. Fuji after dealing with all the Team Rocket grunts, I guess. And I guess there was something with that ghost or something, I don't know. The plan was just to go straight to Erika from here, but instead I decided to backtrack to Route 24, snatch up an Abra I named Faye, and then train her at the same safe space that I trained Patrin and Shigeki until she was a fully grown Kadabra. Remember what I said about Psychic types being super duper busted? Kadabra is a testament to that statement for Generation 1. Sporting a monstrous 105 base speed, meaning it has an insane critical hit rate, and no less than 120 special, Kadabra can actually destroy quite a lot of the opposition in this game, as long as you keep Kadabra away from physical moves. Which is quite a feat for a Pokemon that's not fully evolved. You don't even need Alakazam. Kadabra is more than enough, which is amazing. Sadly, I couldn't really get to demonstrate how destructive Faye was for Erika's gym, because all I had to do was to bring in Brutus, who has also evolved into a Venusaur, and I don't know what happened, but it seems like his massive Chadness was too much for the AI to handle, as they just keep trying to use Poison Powder on him, over and over, despite him being a Poison type and being unable to be poisoned. So that just made it easy, just use Cut over and over, cut down every single opponent that he faced. hilarious, but I don't feel like the rainbow badge is as earned even after all the planning and training of my psychotypes I did before going into the gym. But you know, we take whatever victory we can get in a Nuzlocke. After getting the rainbow badge, I go on to catch myself Gemini the Dodo and Olaf the Snorlax. But from here, things are going to be a bit more... not difficult, but this is a part of the game that's notorious for its level spike. If I go straight to Koga, Sabrina or Giovanni from here, all of their boss Pokemon will be in the level 40s, a drastic 10 level jump from the battle with Erika. I need to prepare and train up the team so we're ready for the second half of Kanto. And that is where we're going to leave things for now. A huge thanks to everyone who watched this far. I know it's probably not the most exciting video that you've ever watched, just seeing recaps of what my live streams were, listening to me just voicing over the events and reading from a script. But I'm trying to get back into the swing of content creation again and improve along the way. It's going to be a rough and long road, but we'll get there eventually, just, you know, we improve along the way. The second half of Kanto in the Genlocke project will come soon enough, hopefully quicker than this. But if you follow me on my Twitter and or my Twitch, you'll get more frequent updates and get the option to watch us play through the games as we go live. But that's all that I have for now. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you all soon. CobaltClaw signing out for now.